stranded at first last time after Niels grounded out to short. Niels in the back of the righty's batter's box, the 1-0. He swings and catches a nip of before fouling it back into the screen behind home plate. Richie Roman been going for quite a long time now. He's been extremely effective. No reason to be taken out of this game unless you're looking at his pitch count, but even then, it's not been too bad.
He's not even up to 50, and this is his 4th inning.
The 1-1. Weber Niels fouls it back into the screen behind home plate once again. It's a 1-ball, 2-strike count with 1 runner on first base and no one out. Bourne down by 6 runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. Niels digs his feet in the righty's batter's box, stands tall, and waggles his dark lumber. The 1-2. Skies out into right field. This one being chased on by Williamson. It will drop in the gap. Hughes steps on second, motors into third base. The throw comes into second base by Williamson, not in time. A stand-up double for Weber Niels. An amazing hit by the Minnesota junior. He's draft eligible this summer and has put on a very solid Cape campaign to this point. Now it's Campbell Smithwick's turn, the catcher in the transfer portal out of Oxford, Mississippi. Also went to school there for 2 years at Ole Miss. For the first time ever, he'll be spending an extensive period of time not in his hometown. Hughes on third and Smithwick on second. Bourne needs runs. They're down by 6. First pitch. Cut on and missed by Smithwick. The lefty lost his footing on the outside fastball. Infield playing rather straight up. Wind carrying balls from right field to left field so far. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Roman. Fastball, small grounder to third base. Chasing to first base is Smithwick. He beats out the run, essentially a swinging bunt, and drives in the runner from third and Logan Hughes. Now we've got some momentum with Bourne. Runners on the corners, no one out. They've already got a run this inning.
They said it well, essentially a swinging bunt there from Smithwick. He barely got a piece of it, just enough for it to go about 15 feet forward, and that was a really tough play for the third baseman, Schaffner. He probably should have just pocketed it. Instead decided to throw to first, which was dangerous because if that had gotten just a bit further away, Niels could have turned around third and headed home.
So Hughes scores for the second time this year. Bourne cuts the lead to just 5 now for the Harbor Hawks. It's an 8-3 lead after a quick trip to the mound from Coach Mitch Carricker. He's in his second season. So far in his tenure, has a 26-15-3 record as the field manager for the Harbor Hawks. Runners on the corner for Bourne. It's Smithwick on first, Niels on third. Molinaro, the batter in the right side for Bourne. He takes a first pitch strike against Roman. Roman still pitching a solid day. His worst start to an inning by a decent margin, but a look to salvage it and limit the runs from Bourne. The 0-1 pitch with no outs. Fastball cut on and missed by Molinaro. Molinaro, a tough start to the Cape season. 5 strikeouts. Has started 3 games as well. This will be his third. Here's the 0-2 with no outs in the bottom of the 7th. Fastball just a bit upstairs. A long hold by Lackey behind home plate. Wanted the call from home plate umpire Will Bowers. He doesn't get it. Runners stay on the corners. No motion for Smithwick at first base. We've seen the Bourne Braves steal before. This one ripped out in the left field. The best hit of Molinaro's Cape career. He drives in Weber Niels from third. What a smash off the bat. That one with an amazing exit velo of 105. One of the highest of the Bourne Braves so far this year. And now a 2-run inning for Bourne that they continue to add on to. It's Riker Waite. Now the batter for Bourne. Runners on first and second. Smithwick in scoring position 180 feet away, from continuing this. 8-4 the lead for the Harbor Hawks. The pitch. Called strike against the new batter in Riker Waite. Switch hitter out of Vanderbilt. Didn't get any playing time in his freshman season, but has wowed spectators in his Cape season so far. At time at shortstop and second base. The 0-1 pitch. Back up the middle. Hopping is Roman to avoid it. Picked up by Willett, after a bit of a fumble. A base hit for Riker Waite. Makes the bases loaded for the Braves. And now the most dangerous hitter of the day for Bourne will dig into the right side. Looks like we're getting possibly a trip to the bullpen. Yes, we are. Richie Roman will end his day after 3 very strong innings in a 7th inning where Bourne has been able to come back. And it's an 8-4 lead for the Harbor Hawks as we then send things to a short break with a new pitcher coming out for the Harbor Hawks. We'll be right back.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been
Well, things are getting pretty interesting here from Doran Park. We've got a new pitcher on the mound in Santi Garcia, but before he came in, Bourne has put up 2 runs in the bottom of this 7th inning to make it very interesting. On top of that, bases loaded for the Braves. It's Riker Waite on first, Bryce Molinaro on second, and Campbell Smithwick on third. Peyton Bonds is the batter from the right side for Bourne. And for Santi Garcia, he's got a tall task. Just finished his sophomore season at Oregon he's got a 4.2 ERA to go in his 30 innings pitched so far, but Bonds 2 doubles today is going to be a tough batter to face. Garcia, the lefty, works against the righty in Bonds. First pitch. Fastball. Bonds is going to watch it by. It's called outside for ball number 1. Quite the size difference between these two. Santi Garcia, 6 foot, but a little skinny, 180. On the other side, it's Peyton Bonds at 6'5" and quite menacing. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball catches the inside edge of the plate for strike number 1. Bases are loaded for Bourne. They're going to try and capitalize off of this. Tying runner at the plate with no outs. 1-1 the count for Garcia. Here's the pitch. Kick and deal. Looping curveball that finds some real estate in the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, and Garcia working well. Went out against Brewster on Monday, pitched 1 inning and got 1 strikeout. Here's the 1-2. A deep breath from Garcia, he fires. Another looping curveball, this time a little bit more inside. Called for a ball, squares up the count at 2-2. Bourne in this bottom of the 7th inning have worked their way back from a 6-run deficit to now just 4. They've got the bases loaded. The 2-2 pitch from Garcia. Curveball way upstairs. Bond's watching it by. Hasn't taken a swing yet this at-bat. Works himself into a full count.
Great job here from Bonds. Good patience. The one thing you don't want to see here is him leave the bat on a pitch in the zone. Leave the bat on his shoulder on a pitch in the zone.
The 3-2 pitch. Fastball. Swung on and found back into the netting behind home plate. Bonds will stay alive. 2 doubles already today. Let's see what he can do. The 3-2 pitch. Here's Garcia. Swung on and missed. A nasty looping curveball against Bonds. Ties him up inside and out number 1 in the bottom of the 7th inning. A much needed one for the Harbor Hawks.
That was just straight up filthy from Garcia. Over 20 inches of vertical break on that curveball. Ended in the dirt. Bond swung almost at about his knees. He just looks silly on that.
LeGrand, the new batter in, the St. John's Jr. Looking to get drafted this summer. For now, he's with the Braves. The first pitch, fastball outside, nearly catches a bit of the the right-hander's batter's box. Santi Garcia out of Oregon has a green leather glove to match his school. His hat is almost falling off after every pitch he's thrown so hard. 1-0, low and outside. LeGrand, a fantastic hitter. Typically the leadoff man for Bourne. He digs into the left side with an OPS over 1,000, some of the best in all of the Cape League. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball to second base. Rembert's not able to make the grab in time. The toss over to second base, and the shortstop Willits is mishandled, and Bourne gets another base hit and makes it an 8-5 lead.
I guess that's just how this game has gone. Rembert has made a couple of spectacular plays at second base. That should have been an easy one. A very easy 4-6-3 double play. But no, Rembert just straight up bobbled it.
And just like that, it's Cade Lewis in the left side. First pitch from Garcia. A curveball that catches a bit of dirt before reaching the glove of Lackey. Bases still loaded for Bourne. They're down by 3 right now with the go-ahead runner in the batter's box. Game-tying runner in LeGrand in the first base path.
There's a whole lot of speed on base here. A hit will make it a 1-run game. Something in the gap with LeGrand. Now fast he is at first, could potentially tie it.
Big job for Lewis, one of the most consistent hitters Bourne has. 1-0, a fastball, bottom of the zone, called for strike 1.
There's no doubt this is the guy you want at the plate right now.
Every ball hit by Bourne into the outfield has caused some sort of difficulty for the Harbor Hawks in one way or another. Hard to see, the wind affecting it. The post difficult here, the 1-1. Fastball called for strike number 2, low outside edge. Bourne gonna need to capitalize on bases loaded for the first time this game. The 1-2 pitch from Garcia. A looping curveball catches dirt. Lewis thought about swinging. A check to the third base umpire encounter Tierney. He says no. He did not go. Fog moves through the outfield now. We saw it this morning at our abode in Onset on the water. Now it's making its way to Dorn Park.
Really rolling in quick.
Here's the 2-2 pitch from Garcia. Curveball called for strike 3. Lewis watched it by on the outer edge.
Lewis not very happy walking back to the dugout. He thought that was pretty significantly outside.
Braden Holcomb, the new batter in for Bourne. Finished his sophomore campaign at Vanderbilt, a really spectacular talent.
This guy needs a hit. He has really struggled so far this season. Just 158 batting average. He struck out 3 times today. He's due.
First pitch from Garcia, the first time he's seen Holcomb. Fastball, ties him up inside. Holcomb gets called, watching it by for strike number 1. Holcomb didn't love the call, and the crowd agreed with him.
And Scott Lander's not happy either. Takes a few steps out of the dugout to voice his displeasure.
Holcomb sets in for the 0-1 pitch. A deep breath from Garcia, he fires. Curveball, called for strike 2. Holcomb another sharp look to the dugout. Didn't love the call. Bases still loaded as Bourne's down by 3. It's a 3-run inning so far for the Braves. They're by far most of the day. Second closest is just a 1-run inning. 2 outs on the board in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-2 pitch coming to Holcomb. Fastball swung on and missed, strike 3. An amazing, you could say, save from Garcia as he works himself out of a deep jam. Taps his glove and fist bumps Lackey, and Bourne will settle for 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th. We'll take a short break here on the Bourne Braves Broadcasting Network. We'll hand things over back to Adam Gotkin for the play-by-play duties and be back after this short break.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
We're into the 8th inning. Hyannis leads Bourne 8-5. The Bravos just put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 7th, so we've got a bit of a game here. Will Whelan back out onto the mound for Bourne. He's into his 2nd inning of work. Back in the 7th, his first. He got into a bit of trouble early, hitting a man and walking a batter, but then got Jackson Willits to ground into a double play and ended the inning with a strikeout. He starts things off against the middle of the order. It's 4, 5, and 6 up for Hyannis. The designated hitter, Raymond Velasquez, stands in the box. The right-hander leading things off. The lefty Whelan comes set. First pitch of the 8th is in for a strike on a looping off speed. The count 0-1. Velasquez 1 for 2 today with an RBI double. He has walked twice. Came in to score most recent time he was on in the 6th. Wheeling at the belt. High kick at the pitch. Misses inside, 1-1. 8 Hyannis batters have walked today, or have been walked today. 2 have been hit by pitches. That's been why Hyannis has 8 runs on 8 hits. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and outside. 1-2.
It's hard to emphasize how important this inning is for Bourne. In all of their games so far where they've been in a deficit, they've clawed their way back, and they're trying to do so in this one. But you need to shut Hyannis out in this top of the 8th.
The left-hander Whelan looks in. Here it is. Misses low. 2-2.
Carry that momentum back to your bats. You had the bases loaded. Got 2 runs when the bases were loaded and settled for 3 in the inning. But if they can keep this up, it's going to stay a ball game.
The 2-2. Fastball. Called strike 3. Towards the top of the zone. Velasquez sent down looking, and that's out number 1 at the top of the 8th.
Yeah, Velasquez didn't love the call. A quick conference with Miles Bailey, who follows him up as the batter, likely complaining about it, but maybe instead it's info about Whelan. He's almost giving throwing signs. Maybe they've got a read on him.
Left on left matchup as Bailey stands in. First pitch misses low, the count 1-0. A lot of the times batters will talk to the man on deck and just give some description about the spin, if there's any sort of tell with how Whelan is whipping his wrist on certain breaking balls. Just try and help out teammates as much as you can. The 1-0. Bailey swings and hits it high in the air towards center field. LeGrand under it, and he makes the catch for out number 2.
Braves working quick here. Super important they put their bats back up. Saw 9 batters in that 7th, and the game is never really over with Bourne. They were down 8-1 in this one, and it feels pretty close to tied right now. If those Bourne bats can get back up, they were down 6-0 against Harwich. Ended up losing 7-5 there, but still a close one.
Chris Rembert at the dish. The right-hander sees the 1-0. Sorry, the first pitch, and it's in for a strike, 0-1. Rembert 1 for 3 today. Had an RBI, 2 RBI double his first time up. Had a really rough error back in the bottom of the 7th, 0-1. Roped into right field. That's an easy play for Holcomb. He moves a couple steps in and makes the catch. Will Whelan puts Hyannis down 1-2-3 very quickly. We're into the bottom of the 8th. Bourne down by 3. Looking to go for another big inning. It's 5, 6, 7 due up. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, then dial up the Rental Source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
Bottom of the 8th inning. Hyannis leads Bourne 8-5. Welcome back into Durham Park. Adam Gotkin and Devon Jarvis with you. Just a moment ago, this game felt completely over. After the top of the 6th, Hyannis led 8-1, but the Bourne Bats have come alive. 1 run in the bottom of the 6th, 3 in the bottom of the 7th. And it's now just a 3-run game. Logan Hughes, who led off the bottom of the 7th with a walk, makes his way into the left-handed batter's box. Santi Garcia back out onto the mound now for his first full inning of work. The left-hander comes set at the belt. First pitch. This is outside with a curveball to count 1-0. Garcia came in the middle of the bottom of the 7th. Struck out 3 men. Now, were all 3 of his outs as the 1-0 is hit hard down the first base line, but just foul by a few inches as Bailey brings it in, running into the gravel. That was almost an extra base hit, just barely to the right of the bag.
And Hughes didn't even try for the run over to first, so he would have been out by a good margin. He's had a solid day today as well. His best since opening day last Saturday against Harwich 5 days ago.
The only man that Garcia led on base after he came in was because of an error. 1-1. Another looper, this time high, 2-1.
That curveball is really dangerous in Garcia's arsenal, but half the time he just lets it go a little bit too early, and it's way upstairs. No question for the batters to watch it by.
The 2-1. Upstairs, fastball, 3-1. Garcia's hat flies off after he lets it go.
I don't know if it's typical for him, but also maybe just the wind that's influencing it, but that hat falls almost every time.
Hughes led off the last inning with a walk. The 3-1, swing and a miss on a fastball upstairs and outside. Count moves full to 3-2. Bourne would take a identical outcome as the bottom of the last inning where they scored 3. That would tie the game here. Payoff pitch, outside, ball 4, so it is an identical start for the Bravos. A leadoff walk for Logan Hughes here in the bottom of the 8th with Bourne down 8-5. It sends Weber Niels to the plate. He had a double and then came in to score back in the 7th. Campbell Smithwick makes his way into the on-deck circle. He represents the tying run. Santi Garcia has not given up a run to his name yet on the Cape. It was perfect his first time out against Brewster as the closer. First pitch to Niels, fastball up and outside at 90 miles an hour, count 1-0. Hughes at first is a speedy runner. This is his 3rd time on base today. Weber Niels got a little bit of dirt in his eyes after that last pitch, so he steps out of the box, takes a few seconds, and now digs back into the right-handed batter's box. The left-handed Garcia sets at the belt, looks over to first and deals. It's fouled back. Count 1-1. The fog's still rolling in a little bit here at Durham Park. You can see it up in the lights. However, it's not very heavy. Shouldn't cause many issues. Fog usually not that big of a deal here on the west side of the Cape, as it is on the east. Pick off its head back to first, and in time is Hughes.
Very close call there. Hughes barely got in time. It almost looked like he started a motion of stealing and then had to juke back the other way.
Big lead at first for the fast Hughes. The left-handed pitching Garcia comes to the plate and misses upstairs. Another off-speed that he just could not place in the zone. He's missed a number of those high.
But he's also been so dangerous when he gets them on target. It's that curveball. Breaks about 30 inches.
A look over to first. The 2-1. Low and inside, 3-1. Garcia at risk of walking another man here to start this bottom of the 8th and bring the tying runner to the plate. The 3-1 pitch, upstairs, ball 4. Weber Niels walks, and here comes Campbell Smithwick. Bourne's catcher hit an RBI single his last time up. Also a single back in the 5th. And once again, he represents the tying run, but first a mound visit. Logan Hughes stands on second. Weber Niels 90 feet behind him at first. As out on the mound is Blaze Martinez, the Hyannis pitching coach. It's just a quick meeting. He now makes his way back towards the Harbor Hawks dugout.
Tommy O'Rourke getting loose in the bullpen for Hyannis. Came out in the opener versus Wareham, but you're going to have to cycle through pitchers here. You're getting a little nervous if you are Hyannis. I like Santi in this game. He's been really solid so far, other than these 2 free passes.
Smithwick at the plate. Garcia comes set left on left. To look back a second, first pitch upstairs on a fastball, 1-0. The crowd has thinned out a little bit. A lot of fans thought this game was over when Hyannis went up 8-1 in the top of the 6th, but here in the bottom of the 8th, it's 8-5, and Bourne has the tying runner at the plate. Still no outs. Garcia looks back to second. The pitch, in for a strike. Place the fastball right down the middle of the plate. And it's 1-1. Smithwick, the left-handed hitter, taps his bat against the plate and settles in the stance. Garcia gets his sign and brings ball to glove at the belt. The 1-1. Fastball outside. barely missed the zone. It's 2-1. The shortstop Willits holding the runner Hughes at second base. A lot of room on the left side of the infield. The outfield all playing back. The 2-1 pitch. Outside, another fastball. 3-1. Santi Garcia is a ball away from walking the bases loaded to start the bottom of the 8th. That would bring the go-ahead runner to the plate. Bryce Molinaro stands on deck. The 3-1 pitch to Campbell Smithwick will have to wait. Throw back to second, and it's into the outfield. Walk was playing really far back, so it's a super easy 90-foot run to third for Logan Hughes, and Bourne has a runner just 90 feet away.
There was some sort of sign that Garcia gave to the shortstop, Jason Willits, before he turned to make the throw, because Willits was ahead of Garcia. Just an inaccurate throw, and how costly is that?
Now runners on the corners. 3-1 still the count to Smithwick. The high kick and the pitch. Popped up straight in the air, back over the netting, out of play, and onto the grassy berm, and a couple fans run after it. The count now full, 3 balls, 2 strikes with no outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bourne has worked its way back into the game. Could tie it with this swing. We're still waiting for the first home run of the season here at Durham Park. Garcia set, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Garcia went back to the fastball, placed it right over the middle of the plate. Smithwick could not catch up, and that is out number 1.
A really huge at-bat here for Bryce Molinaro. He's struggled a lot this season, but just last at-bat, hit a left field single, 105 miles per hour off the lumber. If he can do something like that, he's definitely driving in 1, and maybe if it's good enough, 2.
That was just the second hit of the season for Molinaro. First pitch in for a strike on a fastball. It was also the first RBI of the season for Molinaro. Garcia on the mound just picked up his 4th strikeout. All 4 of the outs that he's recorded in this outing have come via the K. Runner still in the corners. 0-1. This is inside on an off speed. 1-1. Hughes at first has a lot of speed. Hughes at third has a lot of speed. Any hit ball should bring him home. Neal's at second, not very fast. Infield shifted to the left. The second baseman, Rembert, almost behind second base. Pick off attempt to first, and Neal's is tagged out. He's complaining to J.C. Fernandez that should have been a balk. He almost started going to second. Didn't even get a chance to dive back to first. He was about 3 feet shy of the bag as he was tagged by the first baseman, Bailey. Neal's now jogging back to the dugout after out number 2 of this inning, and that really changes things.
Santi Garcia's got an excellent pickoff move to first. It's been fooling guys all day.
The 1-1. Molinaro watches it in, misses inside. Another off-speed 2-1. Hughes still at third, 90 feet away, but now the tying runner is on deck instead of at the plate. Molinaro now in a much more stressful situation with 2 outs. He no longer has the chance of a sacrifice. 2-1 does miss upstairs, though. A fastball that Molinaro had to jump out of the way of to avoid getting hit. The count now 3-1. Garcia has already walked 2 in this inning. That's how both of the runners reached. Avenged himself once with a pickoff. 3-1. Finds the zone. 3-2. Looking to fully avenge himself here and get all the outs by himself after the walks. Hughes still at third. Bourne still down 8-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Garcia comes set. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it is. This is low, ball 4. Molinaro reaches base for the 2nd straight inning. And that sends Riker Waite to the plate, representing the tying run here with 2 gone in the bottom of the 8th inning. Waite today 1 for 3. Singled his last time up.
A huge walk drawn by Molinaro there, because you get to a part of the order where Riker Waite, the 9-hitter, has been so dangerous, gets on base so often, and you go back to the top with Peyton Bonds, who with one swing of the bat can take the lead in this game depending if the bases are loaded or not.
Well, Riker Waite will have to wait as the Hyannis skipper Mitch Carricker makes his way out onto the mound. With a pitching change, we'll take a step aside, let you know who the new Harbor Hawks arm is. When we come back, you're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Welcome back to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network. Bottom of the 8th inning, runners on the corners with 2 outs. The new pitcher into the game is the right-hander Tommy O'Rourke out of Vanderbilt. This is his second appearance of the season. Came in the opener against Wareham and got the win. Didn't give up any runs in 2 innings. He walked 1, struck out 2. He'll face off against his Commodore teammate Riker Waite. First pitch misses high upstairs, 1-0. Waite 1 for 3 today with a single, ground out, and a pop out. He's got Logan Hughes on third, Bryce Molinaro on first. O'Rourke comes set, the pitch, misses inside, 2-0. O'Rourke with a extremely interesting career. Started off at Stanford, spent 4 years there, was a big part of the staff in his freshman and sophomore years, missed junior and senior due to injury, played his grad year at Vandy and now in a big spot. The 2-0 popped up very high in the air in towards the fog. This might be hard. The center fielder walk moving in, he finds it and makes a two-handed catch for out number 3. The Bourne offense comes alive once again in the bottom of the 8th, puts runners on the corners, but to no avail. Bourne strands 2 on, no hits, no errors. We're into the 9th with the score. Hyannis 5, Bourne 5, Hyannis 8, Bourne 5. But before we step aside, we'd like to thank a few sponsors.
Marty Chevrolet is your dealer for the people. They proudly support the Bourne Braves baseball team. See all their cars and trucks at martychevrolet.com. And go Braves. Also, the K-Plex. Are you ready to dominate the diamond and pitch like a pro? With the Cape's own Keith Bildeau, join us at the K-Plex, where champions are made. Don't just play the game, own it. Visit the K-Plex today and unleash your full potential. Located at 6 Forest Park Drive in Bourne. Find us on Facebook or at thek-plex.com. Elevate your game at the K-Plex.
We'll step aside for one moment, be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape League TV.
When you need to dig, lift, move, cut, or just about anything else, Then dial up the rental source staffed with equipment and construction experts. They'll help you get the right machine for the job and make sure it's delivered when and where you need it. With locations across New England and the newest and most reliable inventory, Milton Rents is your local source.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
We're into the ninth. Hyannis leads Bourne 8-5. The Harbor Hawks could really use some insurance here because the Bourne Bats have come alive in the last few innings. It's Von Lackey to lead things off. The right-handed hitting catcher. He stands in as the left-handed pitching Whelan deals. His first pitch misses outside, and the count 1-0. Whelan back out for inning number 3. He put Hyannis down 1-2-3 back in the 8th. The first 1-2-3 inning of the game for the Harbor Hawks. The kick in the 1-0. Swing and a miss. Lackey way out in front of it. 1-1. That was actually the first time all game that, get this, Hyannis didn't strand a runner in scoring position. That's just
incredible.
Unbelievable that they stranded a runner on scoring position in innings 1 through 7. 1-1. Popped up in the air, first base side. Niels looks up, tries to find in the lights. The wind brings it from foul territory back to fair, where Niels makes the catch for out number 1, but that was a bit scary.
Yeah, that started about 30 feet foul where Hughes was lined up, or Niels rather, and then landed in fair territory. Would have been a tough one to let drop. He doesn't do so. You know, going back to that point of runners in scoring position, it's that and paired with the fact that it took until the 7th inning for them to throw a walk. Like, just so disciplined and exceptional so far this game. You have to be impressed with Hyannis.
It's just been a weird game overall. Jason Walk watches the first pitch upstairs, 1-0. I mean, we look at the scoreboard out in center field right now, and the score is 8-5 here in the top of the 9th. But Bourne has 10 hits to Hyannis' 8, and both teams have 2 errors. 1-0. Roped back up the middle. That's a base hit. An absolute laser off the bat, 95 miles an hour, the exit velocity, as Jason Walk hits a 1-out single, his first hit of the summer.
Well, it comes back to capitalizing off of free passes and runners in scoring position. That's why Hyannis has more runs on less hits, is because of that. You look at this season, too, Bourne has a batting average about 40 points better than Hyannis, but 4 less runs scored on the season going into this game.
Whelan throws over to first, back easily as Walk.
Hyannis, 24 walks going into this game, 9 more than Bourne. It's just the little things. Capitalizing on runners in scoring position and earning free passes.
Pitch, fastball upstairs, throw to second is in time. Jason Walk caught stealing. That is the first time today that Campbell Smithwick has gunned a runner down after 3 successful stolen bases for Hyannis. And that's 2 gone here in the top of the 9th inning as Jake Schaffner steps back into the left-handed box. He's 0 for 3 today, was hit by a pitch to lead off the 7th. Here it comes. That's in for a strike.
It was a really good jump by Walk there, just an even better throw by Smithwick. You love to see that.
Whelan at the belt, the kick in the 1-1. In for a strike, bottom part of the zone, just above the knees. 1-2 the count. Schaffner, here with 2 gone. Whelan set, the kick and the pitch. Chop towards third. Weird hop for Lewis, but he throws to first, and it's not in time. Lewis had to take a step back as he brought it in, and because of it, the speedy Schaffner was able to beat out the throw as Lewis just took a little bit too much time. It's an infield single on a weird hop, and it brings up the top of the order here with 1 on and 2 outs in the top of the 9th.
Really not an easy ball to field, and because of the weird hop, Lewis couldn't really set himself up for the throw, had to readjust after he got it. That's why you see Schaffner taking a lead at first.
Matthew Mira up to the plate for the 6th time today. He's got 2 hits, he's walked twice, and also a fly out to center. Whelan looks over to first pitch. Roped high in the air, left center field. Hughes back to the track, and that ball is not out of here. It bounced just in front of the wall. Another automatic double. The Hyannis bench all thought it was a home run, but no, yet another bouncer over the wall.
I mean, could you get any closer right there? 97 exit velo, so not a super hard hit ball. A hard hit ball, but not a ton, and then it lands 381 feet. It's that left field gap that's just not shallow enough for that ball to reach over.
And the run does not score as Schaffner was only on first. First pitch now to the number 2 hitter. This is low, Jackson Willits. Ahead in the count, 1-0. So 2 in scoring position. Here with Hyannis up by 3 in the top of the 9th. Whelan set. The 1-0. In for a strike on a fastball outside part of the plate. One and 2. Sorry, 1-1. At the belt, here's the pitch. Looping off speed, just misses low, 2-1. Whelan has got 2 in scoring position, but 2 outs, can get out of it here. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball way outside. 2-2.
A really hard hit ball that came from the batter before, but Whelan's really working well to get out of this jam.
The left-hander has already struck out 2. 2's all over the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The kick of the pitch. Upstairs on a fastball. That moves us full to 3-2.
Huge pitch coming up right here. You can't allow a run here if you want to give Bourne the best chances in the bottom of the 9th.
2 up in the bottom of the 9th for the Bravos, the top of the order. The payoff pitch. Low, ball 4. Jackson Willits continues his incredible debut for Hyannis. He's now reached for the 5th time today. And it brings Andrew Williamson to the plate. With the bases loaded, he's got 2 hits today, a single and a double. Williamson, the right fielder, digs into the left-handed box. Whelan, the lefty, looks in. Ducks all around the pond. Schaffner at 3rd, you're at 2nd. Willits at 1st. First pitch. Going outside. 1-0. Left-hander looks in. Whelan takes a deep breath. High kick in the pitch. In for a strike. Fastball right down the middle. 1-1. Whelan not paying any attention to the runners on. His full focus on the man at the plate. Andrew Williamson already has hit the ball well today. 1-1. Hit well again towards center field. LeGrand takes a few steps back and makes the catch over his head for out number 3. Hyannis once again gets runners on. The Harbor Hawks have stranded 11 runners in scoring position. They still lead 8-5. We're into the bottom of the 9th inning. Bourne trails 8-5. They've got the top of the order up. One last hope. Don't go anywhere. We'll step aside. You're listening to the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network on Cape Lake TV.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the ninth inning. Bourne trails by 3, but the top of the order due up. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks have been exceptional so far today on offense, but the pitching staff has struggled here down the stretch. Bourne will to continue its offensive firepower in these last few innings. Hayden Bond steps to the plate. The leadoff man in his Bourne hitting debut today, 2 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 strikeouts. The right-hander O'Rourke comes set at the belt. First pitch. Fastball misses inside, 1-0.
They're pitching very in on Bonds. That's when he's gone down swinging, and unless he creates some space between him and the ball, he's still going to have a tough time.
A 1-0. Catches the outside part of the plate. A nice slider, 1-1. John LeGrand on deck. Cade Lewis in the hole. The top of this Bourne order. 1-1. Misses outside, 2-1. The top of this order looking to spark a miracle here and bring Bourne back. The Bravos 1-2-1 on this young season, 1-0 at home. Going to stay undefeated at Dorn. 2-1. This is upstairs on a fastball, 3-1. When the Bravos scored 3 in the bottom of the 7th, the inning started on a leadoff walk. Hayden Bonds looking to do that here. O'Rourke set. He looks in. Pitch. Swing and a miss. A very nasty slider. That broke from the middle of the plate all the way to the left-handed hitting batter's box. It moves the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Hyannis up 8-5 here at the bottom of the 9th. Right on right. O'Rourke kicks and deals. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Went back to the slider. Bonds swung out of his shoes to try and find that pitch in the other batter's box. That is out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th. It brings John LeGrand to the plate.
Really big out, especially against a dangerous guy in Bonds. Kind of sets the tone for what's to come here, or what Hyannis wants it to be in the 9th.
The left-handed hitting LeGrand stands in. First pitch, he shows bunt, puts it down, but it goes back into the right-handed hitting batter's box.
He never thought it went foul. He had his full speed all the way 10 steps past first base, looked back at home, and kind of gave an upset sigh.
That's not the first time that LeGrand has tried a bunt, or at least tried to make contact on a bunt. He missed the first time earlier today. His bat is currently standing straight up. The catcher, Lackey, left it for him there. Standing straight up with the barrel of the bat down. He now picks it up and takes a few practice swings.
Very courteous of Lackey.
Oh, very courteous. Grant steps back in. He taps his bat against the corners of the plate, kicks his feet back in the box. O'Rourke at the belt, the 0-1. Upstairs, 1-1 to count. Lewis on deck, Holcomb in the hole. Bourne looking to keep this game going. Down 3 in the bottom of the 9th. 1-1. Foul back. That got in on the hands of LeGrand. Count 1-2. Hyannis defensively playing straight up in the infield. The outfield playing back and a little bit shifted to the left. O'Rourke looks in. The 1-2. Whoa, bounced on the plate. 2-2. Most of the fans in attendance have made their way to the gates, but those still here, rooting for their Braves to pull off the miracle. 2-2. Outside and upstairs, another fastball. That moves the count full to 3-2. The kick in the pitch. Fouled off over the third base dugout, out of play, and onto the roof of the school. Count still full to LeGrand. Takes a few seconds, a few practice swings before walking back into the box. Rourke takes a long look in, a deep breath, and is set at the belt. Pitch pops up, fouled off.
Almost hit that one into the stadium lights. Would have been a call back to the natural.
I've seen once or twice in now my 5 years of summer ball a light get cracked in the middle of a game.
Did it explode into fireworks like the movie The Natural?
Not really fireworks,
okay,
but a bit of an explosion. 3-2. Hard ground ball towards the right side. The second baseman Rembert moves over and fires to first in time for out number 2. A long at-bat for John LeGrand, but it ends in a 4-3 ground out. And that brings up Kate Lewis, Bourne's final hope.
I guess if there's one guy you want in this position, it's him, just to get the ball rolling. But you got some people behind him who are also going to need to come up big.
Last time at
Kate Lewis.
Last time at the plate, Lewis at the bases loaded, went down looking. First pitch, hit in the air at the third baseman Schaffner. He leaps and makes the catch for out number 3. A sharp line drive, 89 miles an hour off the bat, goes right to the third baseman, and that does it. Bourne drops its division opener 8-5 to Hyannis.
Just a really tough game. It seems like if this game started 4 innings in, Bourne would have had a chance, but just there are so many parts of the game that the Braves didn't fulfill on today. They threw way too many walks, way too many free passes, a lot of strikeouts, and couldn't capitalize on runners in scoring position when they were there. Left 3 runners on in the 7th. Still got 3 runs that inning, but you need more. You need to put yourself in a position to tie this ball game. They tried, but they just couldn't get there at it.
Well, that does it again for the opener of West Division play. The final score, Hyannis Harborhawks 8, Bourne Braves 5. Thank you all so much for tuning into this broadcast on the Bourne Braves Broadcast Network and Cape League TV. Hopefully, our final radio broadcast at home. To all of you that have stuck with us through the technical difficulties, we really appreciate it. We hope that everything can be fixed for tomorrow. Bourne back in action tomorrow. The Bravos host Brewster. That game at 6, as is every start here at Dorn Park. Hyannis back in action tomorrow against Wareham. That game at McKeon Park at 6 p.m. Again, we thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. For our producer, Gabriella, Voccio, my broadcast partner, Devon, Jarvis, and our sideline reporter, Ariel, Tamir-Pinsky, I'm Adam Gotkin, saying so long and have a good night.